got one that can see.
Logic before authority.
Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on the Super. Actually, I'm on Logic Before Authority today. Sorry, get mixed up. I started watching a documentary earlier today, and what's my phone dinging? Make no sense. Okay, because my phone's off and it just made a ding like it's got the text come in. Weird. Okay, anyways, I started watching a documentary today. This one here, called Biblical Trees and Their Remains. And it was made about 4 months ago, but it's really good. It's from a channel called Flat Out Truths, Terry R. Etcher, I guess. And he doesn't go where I'm going or where I'm at on the understanding of the trees and the fact that that's what the volcanoes are. And that's where the water comes from, the waterfalls, and where the glaciers come. The water being pushed up from below and the energy being pushed up from the stored energy in the root systems, just like fatwood, you know. And it's the same thing as coal. It's where coal and oil and all this stuff comes from. It's all simple, straight out. Of course, they want to make it complex, like it's all mixed up. But anyways, long story short, this documentary is actually really good. And so I thought we would, you might say, watch it together. And I'll stop it along the way some. I'm not going to interrupt that much, but and maybe make some commentary along the way. This is kind of like the style of when I'm going to probably either on Saturday nights or Sunday nights, we're going to start in the Super Theater that's on the website. We're going to start watching movies together and, you know, stopping it along the way and having commentary, looking at y'all guys' comments on it, and you know, have a good time. And it's not watching movies for entertainment purposes, it's watching them for analytical purposes. I think you might understand. Some of you might anyways. So let's go ahead and get our documentary up here and have a look, see as to what we got. Okay, because it is pretty good. Let's unmute it, and here we go. So if you're just joining, we're watching a documentary together, put together pretty well. He's not going to go as deep into the trees as to the understandings that they are volcanoes. Maybe he'll see this and then realize it, how fat wood and energy is stored below the ground, down miles and miles into the earth. Just like they supposedly just found out, of course, that there are roots below Devil's Tower. A complete tree root system is below Devil's Tower. And that the energy that gets stored down there, if the conditions are right, it goes hot and will turn into a volcano and start producing everything that a volcano produces. So let's continue. I have to step away for a minute. I think everything should just run. I don't believe there's any commercials in this, hopefully, but I'll be back as quick as I can to check on it. I'll be right back, guys.
These rocks are reminiscent of fallen trees. In fact, they are ancient formations of stone. But how could wood possibly be turned into stone? Long ago, this landscape was covered by a dense forest. Mighty rivers cut across the terrain. Water caused by heavy flooding in the deep quagmire of the swamp, but having, in effect, been hermetically sealed, the trees were subsequently covered by layers of sediment. Thus, their further decomposition was halted, and the petrification process began. Mud, sand, and volcanic ash settled above the trees that gradually absorbed minerals from the surrounding moisture. Thus, hundreds of fossil trunks developed. The large percentage of silicon in the groundwater delayed the natural decaying process, and at the same time created the amazing transformation of the trees. Today, the petrified forests, formerly tall conifers, are the most common examples of this stone world of plants that dates back to prehistory. Illuminated by the sunlight, the petrified tree trunks have always been the subject of fantasy and imagination.
I saw, and behold, a tree in the midst of the earth, and the height thereof was great. The tree grew and was strong, and the height thereof reached unto heaven, and the sight thereof to the end of all the earth. The leaves thereof were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and in it was meat for all. The beasts of the field had shadow near it, and the fowls of the heaven dwelt in the boughs thereof, and all flesh was fed of it. I saw in the visions of my head upon my bed, and behold, a watcher, and an holy one came down from heaven. He cried aloud and said thus, Hew down the tree and cut off his branches, shake off his leaves, and scatter his fruit. Let the beasts get away from under it, and the fowls from his branches. Nevertheless, leave the stump of his roots in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass, in the tender grass of the field. And let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts in the grass of the earth. The tree that thou sawest, which grew and was strong, whose height reached unto the heaven, and the sight thereof to all the earth, whose leaves were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and in it was meat for all, under which the beasts of the field dwelt, and upon whose branches the fowls of the heaven had their habitation. It is thou, O King, that art grown and become strong. For thy greatness is grown and reacheth unto heaven, and thy dominion to the end of the earth. And whereas the king saw a watcher and an holy one coming down from heaven, and saying, Hew the tree down and destroy it, yet leave the stump of the roots thereof in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass, in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts of the field, till 7 times pass over him. This is the interpretation, okay? And this is the decree of the Most High, which is come upon my lord the king, that they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and they shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and they shall wet thee with the dew of heaven, and 7 times shall pass over thee, till thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. And whereas they commanded to leave the stump of the tree roots, thy kingdom shall be sure unto thee, after that thou shalt have known that the heavens do rule.
In those days, the word of God come to me and said, Noah, behold, thy lot is ascended unto me, a lot void of pride, a lot beloved and upright. Now then shall the angels labor at the trees, but when they proceed to this, I will put my hand upon it and preserve it.
So, and behold, a tree in the midst of the earth, the height thereof was great. The tree grew and was strong, the height thereof reached unto heaven, the sight thereof to the end of all the earth. The leaves thereof were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and in it was meat for all. Beasts of the field had sheltered it, the fowls of the heaven dwelt in the fowl, and all flesh was flesh. I saw in the visions of my head upon my bed, and behold, a watcher and an holy one came down from it. He cried aloud and said thus, Hew down the tree and cut off his branches, shake off his leaves, and scatter his fruit. Let the beasts get away from under him, and the fowls from his branches. Nevertheless, leave the stump of his roots in the earth, even with a band of iron and grass, the tender grass of the field. And let it be wet with the dew of heaven. Let his portion be with the beasts of the grass of the earth. Let his heart be changed from men. Let a beast's heart be given to him. Let 7 times pass over. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the Holy Ones. The intent that the ruler may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth the basis of men.
know you held a long walk back to Hill Valley from here. Still the safest plan. After all, we can't risk sending you back into a populated area or to a spot that's geographically unknown. You don't want to crash into some tree that once existed in the past. You don't want to crash into some tree that once existed in the past.
So, and behold, a tree in the midst of the earth. The height thereof was great. The tree grew and was strong. The height thereof reached unto heaven. The sight thereof to the end of all the earth. The leaves thereof were fair, and the fruit thereof much. In it was meat for all. Beasts of the field had shelter. The fowls of the heaven dwelt in the boughs thereof. All flesh was fed. I saw in the visions of my head upon my bed, and behold, a watcher, and holy.
Can you even imagine what? Sorry, phone's been going crazy apparently. Can you even imagine what this world used to look like? I mean, the only theater type production, the only theater like production that we've seen that gives us any clue is maybe like Avatar, or maybe like Jurassic Park minus the dinosaurs. I'm sure there were some huge creatures. And when this earth was able to support the trees of this size, it means that the oxygen levels and just everything was higher or better to be able to support this kind of life. I mean, I don't know if I can figure out how to do it, because I am working on a documentary called The Secrets of the Trees. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure out how some way to produce some realistic looking video. I know obviously the way you would think you would do it would be AI these days, but some realistic looking video that would come close to even depicting what this world looked like. And it also makes me wonder, because I've talked to y'all guys about the understanding that I have that we're only in 1/4 of the world. The known realms that we know is only 1/4 of the entire world. It's a circle inside of a circle that tours around in a larger circle. Everything in this world tours. It's the way creation works. Just like this storm right here. This is right off my coast, and it's been pouring rain for 2 days, and you can see it's blowing up right there. See if I can get a closer picture of that area that's blowing up right now. Right over here to the right. This is going to swing around down and whack me here in just a little bit and flood me out some more. But understanding that this toroidal spin, okay, is how creation works in every way, including our world. We live in a circle that's in a bigger circle, and we only exist in 1/4 of the inhabitable world now. The other 3 portions, I wonder what the trees are like there, because there may be still life there. There may be still, I don't know. I've got to wait on Father to tell me exactly, what it is there, because I've just recently in the last year, but verbally talked about in the last 6 months about the world being bigger than we know of. Meaning the ice walls are just the barriers of the torus that we're in. Okay. And so, yeah. So anyways, let's continue on with our documentary.
Came down from heaven.
Again, this documentary is produced, I'm not trying to take credit away from him, Flat Out Earth, Terry R. Etcher, and got 39,000 subscribers. He's obviously doing a great job. So I would go over and give him a subscription, okay? And I just ran across this channel today.
He cried aloud and said thus, hew down the tree and cut off his branches, shake off its leaves and scatter its fruit, that the beasts get away from under it and the boughs of his branches. Nevertheless, leave the stump of his roots in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass, in the tender grass of the field. Let it be wet with the dew of heaven. Let his portion be with the beasts of the grass of the earth.
Now have a look on top of the giant tree stump where the guy who is flying the drone is standing. Look at the pattern.
Let me make sure that I've got this on the highest definition it can go to. Yeah, it's on 1080. Okay.
Grain underneath where they're standing. Now look at the wood grain pattern on this railroad tie, which is basically the center of a log that has been cut on each side. It's identical to the top of this giant tree stump that these people are standing on. It can't get any more simpler than this right here.
Strength training now at a new level. Gym Monster 2 is an all-in-one design that covers 100% of strength workouts you can do in the gym. With a self-standing small footprint structure, you can set it up without any restrictions. The cables are adjustable to 12 different levels from high up to floor level. And a big screen and a sound system keep you laser focused and on track on your workout. With electric resistance motors, Gym Monster 2 offers various dynamic weight modes that change resistance while you lift. With the Bluetooth ring and smart handle, you can adjust the weight with your fingertips while training. No need to get up and shuffle plates. There's also a mode for your safety. When you're lifting alone, assist mode knows when your rep gets stuck. It decreases the weight to 0 when you're in trouble. Safety control is always ready even when the assist mode is not activated. If it senses any sudden or unbalanced changes, the machine will stop in 0.1 seconds. On partner mode, Gym Monster 2 splits the machine into 2 individual sides, so you can work out with your partner simultaneously on your own sides. You can build your own workout by choosing single movements, or select a workout pre-made by our coaches. There's also programs that have been curated by professionals that help you reach your goal. The layers of data that Gym Monster 2 records is wild. It helps you learn about yourself with various metrics from your workout. Everything is easily paired with your wearables and other mobile devices. Welcome to the growing global community of athletes training with Gym Monster. There are new challenges to beat every month for everyone.
Melt sales objections with this book. Just got my black book of questions in the mail. And look at this thing. Honestly, it's less of a book and more like a full-blown sales manual. It's over 115 pages packed with real-world examples and plug-and-play templates that can be adapted to any industry. Literally any industry. Real estate, life insurance, solar, B2B, B2C, B2G, you name it, it will work for you. It covers everything from how to uncover prospects' true problems to preventing objections before they even have a chance to crop up. Plus, there's even a bonus section dedicated to cold calling. And I mean, if you're serious about closing more deals and crushing your prospects' sales objections, you've got to get your hands on this book. Click the link below and order it today. You won't regret it.
The tree that thou sawest, which grew and was strong, whose height reached unto the heaven, and the sight thereof to all the earth, whose leaves were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and in it was meat for all, under which the beasts of the field dwelt, and upon whose branches the fowls of the heaven had their habitation. It is thou, O king, that art grown and become strong. For thy greatness is grown and reacheth unto heaven, and thy dominion to the end of the earth. And whereas the king saw a watcher and an holy one coming down from heaven, and saying, Hew the tree down and destroy it, yet leave the stump of the roots thereof in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts of the field, till 7 times pass over him. This is the interpretation, O king, and this is the decree of the Most High, which is come upon my lord the king, that they shall drive thee from them, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field.
And zoom in from Google Earth. I'm going to show you right here. As you can see, there is a ancient giant tree stump that's been cut off. Did you guys get a good look at that? And sometimes you can find the remnants of the tree branches really close by the tree stump itself, as you can see right here. There you go. There's the petrified tree branches. What you think are hills and valleys are just giant petrified tree branches.
Upon his ruin shall all the fowls of the heaven remain, and all the beasts of the field shall be upon his branches. To the end that none of all the trees by the waters exalt themselves for their height, neither shoot up their top among the thick boughs, neither their trees stand up in their height, all that drink water. For they are all delivered unto death, to the nether parts of the earth, in the midst of the children of men, with them that go down to the pit.
It's incredible. I hope it shows up on camera as good as I see it. It's the same way the wood breaks down today. Why it cuts off here and the moss starts, I couldn't tell you. Like I said, maybe we're meant to see it. This is truly incredible. This is what makes it all worth it, to be able to show the truth.
it has the discoloration and the moss on it. Okay? But you see, for example, this piece, this little piece, that little piece, these pieces, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. We're on the top right now, so they used to be a part of one of these. And the flood came along, took these, and brought them laid it right there, like that. And look how high up this is. How deep were the floodwaters to cover these trees, or the remnants? So they had to have laid on the ground quite some time in weather to be able to do this. And then the floodwaters came. So I got to film part of this again, because sometimes you don't come across things as extraordinary as this, especially things that don't have the moss and stuff on them that hide the color. So I just want you to take a good look at this. Okay, this is a different spot, but
quite amazing, isn't it? Does anybody remember what this? Of course, he's using clips from other people's work and stuff, which there's nothing wrong with that, especially in the truth community. It's 100% totally fine. Anybody can use anything I create as well, as long as they're using it for good, you know. Anybody remember what this guy, his voice, I know y'all guys remember him. It's slipping my mind right at the moment. I'm going to pull up the chat and see what his name is, because y'all guys will know. All right. Anything you say now will show up on the screen. Just need to increase the font size. There you go. Somebody tell me. Yeah, we were like grasshoppers, Justin. Literally. Hangman. Yeah. Was it Hangman 47? Thank you, Mark. Hangman 47? Or Hangman something. Yes, exactly. Oh, you're in studio, Roxy. I don't have the studio set up to have a guest. Let me pull you up here. We could see you at least. Probably. Oh, you got your camera off, which is fine. Yeah, I don't have the studio set up in the format to have even a co-host or a guest. So I can't talk to you. Yeah, there you are. Roxy's in the house checking this out too. They're going to be, because of the understanding of the trees, and they're in the central image of everything, including our world. I was the one, and still am the one, that comes with the understanding of that they are the volcanoes too. The discoveries that are going to come are going to be absolutely amazing. Now, Roxy, if you say anything in the chat, I can see it. Okay. Oh, there you go. In 4. Yeah. Jump back to the chat for a second here. 1128. 1128. Sure what you reference it, Mark, but Hangman, yeah, I haven't heard from Hangman for a while. We would talk on by text and stuff quite often, but I don't think his health was doing very great. I sure hope he's fine. What's happening, Mike? Super Dave. Appreciate y'all guys being here. Roxy Files said, Dr. Seuss explained, we are mere specks of dust in the grand scale of things. Yeah, basically, with leaving out in my opinion, the outer space thing. There are things out there, but they're not planets. They're not worlds like we have here. That's just my opinion, and till I get evidence that leads me in a different direction, I have to stick with that. All right, so let's go back to our documentary. And watch some more Hangman talking here, showing, and you can go to Hangman's channel. If you type in Hangman, you should be able to find his channel, or type in Hangman and trees, the word trees, and you'll probably find it. He's done tons of awesome videos because he lived in an area that he had access to go see the remnants of the trees. So go check his channel out, subscribe. And there's, I'm sure, quite a bunch of other people's work in this video as well. And there will be in my documentary. But I'm just going to try to do it all the way. I'm going to try to do it as clean and as professional as I possibly can. All right, let's keep watching Hangman here talking.
This legendary charitable.
Well, at least I was here to catch the commercial. There we go.
We're to walk around down here, you know. Some people would never get to see this in a lifetime.
What he's showing you here is absolute 100% truth. Period.
You see all the pieces and parts everywhere. All the pieces and parts. Look at this.
Cedars in the garden of God could not hide him. The fir trees were not like his boughs, and the chestnut trees were not like his branches, nor any tree in the garden of God was like unto him and his people. I have made him fair by the multitude of his branches, so that all the trees of Eden that were in the garden of God ended. Therefore thus saith the Lord God, because thou hast lifted up thyself in height, and he hath shot up his top among the thick boughs, and his heart is lifted up in his height, I have therefore delivered him into the hand of the mighty one of the heathen. He shall surely deal with him. I have driven him out for his wickedness.
How amazing and supernatural is it that the trees were cut down? Literally, like, a lot of them look like chainsaw cuts. Now, obviously, well, I would assume it wasn't chainsaw cuts. I mean, the chances of that are pretty far out, but the trees were cut down to, it's like it makes me think Jack and the Beanstalk, about man seeking the heavens. Man has been doing this, Tower of Babel, all these things, and Tower of Babel was likely a tree, or likely the remnants of a tree. And matter of fact, me and Roxy went to Middle East on maps, and we think we actually found it. I think it was in it was in the Middle East, like between Turkey and that area around in there. So that's going to be in the documentary as well, showing the original, the true Tower of Babel. Thank you, Roxy, for that discovery. Roxy is doing awesome work too. If y'all guys aren't following the Roxy Files on YouTube, you're missing out. He's going to take you places that might make you uncomfortable, but she's seeking the truth just like I am. and just like you are. We don't have to all agree on every single thing. But if you're not following the Roxy Piles, and also if you're not following Super Dave 44 and the Children of the Most High, the Children of the Most High is Shannon's channel, and the Roxy Piles is Roxy's channel, and Super Dave 44 is Dave's channel. So I highly recommend those, along with this channel and everyone that was involved in this, like Hangman.
And strangely, the terrible of the nations have cut him off and have left him. On the mountains and in all the valleys his branches are fallen, and his boughs are broken by all the rivers of the land. All the people of the earth are gone down from his shadow and have left him. Upon his ruin shall all the fowls of the heaven remain. All the beasts of the field shall be upon his branches.
It's truly amazing. Alright, now we're going to go down and we're going to go down there and look at the face of this. Okay? So hold on.
All right, this feels almost illegal to know, but our windows were so old and just desperately needed to be replaced. So I called a few contractors, but they all quoted me a hefty $10,000 or more for new windows, and I almost lost it. That's when my friend, who's a realtor, stopped me and said, if you're a homeowner and your windows are older than 5 years, you might qualify for this new 2025 window replacement service. At first, it sounded too good to be true, but it turns out he uses the same service for all his clients, and a lot of people regret not knowing about it sooner, because the savings are serious, you guys. I applied, and in less than 2 minutes, I was approved for energy-efficient windows, and there are only 3 requirements. You've got to be a U.S. resident. You have to live in an eligible zip code. Your windows need to show visible signs of aging. You can click the button below to see if you qualify for new windows for your home. It takes less than 2 minutes, but you...
Step away for a second.
This section right here, that's just the center core. And this thing was hundreds, if not thousands of feet in diameter before it all broke apart. Now, let me show you here.
Could even be miles. Could even be miles. The trees were like the tree that is the large island in Hawaii. I think it was 66 miles wide. 66 or was it? Huge. Just put it that way. These trees were beyond massive, and so was everything.
Okay. You look right here. You're going to see the rings as if you were looking at it down at a stump and seeing the rings. All this over here is gone. All this, who knows how thick it was, is gone. Just this small section remains. And you see the radius rings as if they would go around this like that. So much is gone, and these used to come all the way up and around. There used to be more on top that would go around. But that's a pretty good example. That's the inner core. And that's just part of a branch that goes back. That piece right there is about 5 stories tall. And that is just one of them little pieces. All these little pieces you see are just part of the tree the fibers. You come up here. You see there? It's just how the tree breaks down. And you come over here. Yeah, all these little pieces with the flat edge and the ledges. And this is a small one. This would be one of them gaps you can walk through. It's a small one. Some of them, the pieces are so large. Like, we're going to walk this whole hill right here, all the way down, cut across, and cut up on there. But that hill over there is like one of these pieces. It's not a whole tree, it's just pieces that are broken down. And then you'll see that over time, this piece will break off, and they keep breaking apart into pieces like fibers. Okay?
I do want to convince you that we can help you quit the P word, and I want to convince you that we can help you live a life that's not constantly bombarded by the lustful thoughts that seem to just impulsively interrupt my thought patterns for over 17 years of my life. But I don't want to convince you by telling you. I want to convince you by just showing you proof of what's true and what's been done. And so you have a chance to watch a video below that's going to document all of that. But the reason that we've been featured in Fox, the reason that we've been trusted by over 9,000 other men just like you, the reason that we're constantly invited on podcasts and speaking on large stages about what we're doing here at Unchained Leader is because we walk men through a process of just showing them the truth. And being a man myself that's pretty stubborn, I didn't need anybody to tell me anything. I just wanted them to show me the facts and show me the data and show me the results and let me make a decision for myself. And that's what I'm doing here, is just giving you an opportunity to walk you through a process of laying the evidence out. Because here's the thing, there's a belief that you have, and we need to figure out if that's true or if it's a lie. And the belief that you might have right now is maybe it's not even possible to truly walk in freedom from this. And so what I want to do is just walk you through laying all of the evidence out, and you hearing from other men that probably believe the same things that you believe right now. And so if you click the link below and register to watch the video, one of the first things that you're going to see is just proof and words from other men that were exactly where you're at. You're going to hear the frustrations and the life that they were living that's probably going to resonate deeply with you. You're going to hear all the things that they tried that didn't work. That's probably a lot of the things that you've tried. And you're going to start to hear them tell you exactly what they changed to create a different result in their life. And my prayer is that if anything comes from this.
So I actually found this.
Let's pull up Hangman's channel and see if he's been putting out any new content real quick. See if I can find it. I know I'm subscribed to it, at least I think I am. But the way YouTube works these days, you gotta go hunt it down. Hangman. Hangman channel. Channel. Yep, 1128. You were right, Mark. Yep. Yeah, he loves the dogs. Good old Hangman. Boy, great profile picture. Pray if you're not with us anymore, brother, that you are really resting in peace. 7 months ago. Last time I talked to him, I was going to have him on the show, and kind of indicated that he would not be able to do any more shows. And that was about 6 months ago. Not going to say that he's not with us anymore. I don't know. I just know that this man made a extreme effort. He put out 133 videos. 133 videos trying to get people to realize this truth. And you say, well, what does it matter that the trees used to be big? Hang around, you're going to find out. You're going to find out. Because where Hangman left off, I will be picking up, and others are picking up as well. The truth community is on blast when it comes to finally, after so many years of me feeling like I was shouting in the dark, or in a coliseum that was empty, people are finally waking up now. They know this, that the evil ones know this. Interesting, he's got a video here that says, 2 years ago, it says, biblical tree remains, volcanoes, lava, obsidian. I might have to watch some of his content here. I don't know if he made the full connection or not, because I don't see titles that make me think he made the full connection that the volcanoes are the remnants of trees. And they are. I mean, check out all the videos this guy did. Up walking in the mountains, filming for y'all guys, doing work for y'all guys. There he is right there. May Father bless you. Look at it. Petrified sap, blood of the tree. That white stuff that you see on the trees, that's what contains gold. The gold comes from the trees. And it's in the tree's blood, just like it is in your blood. We all have a little bit of gold, silver, iron elements in our blood. Certain trees were really good for collecting and condensing the gold. It all came from the trees. Really am proud of Hangman and many others out there, including this gentleman that's doing this documentary, Harry R. Ecker. So let's continue. We've still got about 9 minutes left in the documentary.
This stuff right here, just to give you a visual. But you got to remember, these are parts of the branches. So you see the rings, part of the radius here. All this was connected at one time. All this was massive. And then pieces broke off and dispersed. So you see right here, okay? So this is a stump, and the rings go this way. Not always, but most of the time. So if you were to put that piece up there, the rings here are going in a semicircle. Same as that. This would be like one little piece of the rings here going around. And then all the rest of it's gone. It's just what happens. This thing here is so massive. I told you, it's like the fibers. That don't even look petrified right here. Looks like driftwood. Shit. Yeah, that does not even look petrified. How crazy is this? Oh, sorry about spinning around. Just trying to get a better angle for you. It's so massive. That's at least 60, 70 foot tall. And you come here, this is, you see under here, this is kind of like a knot right here. See that? And there's part of a ring laying right there. Let's go up there a little bit. You see a lot of the characteristics of the wood, because it doesn't get a lot of water. How crazy is that? So that whole section right here broke off. Like this piece is getting ready to break off.
Do you know what's in your cheap protein powder? Well, here to tell us is all-natural fitness athlete Paul Scard.
All right, let's see what we got. Sucralose, artificial flavors, soy lecithin, ion-charged protein blend. That's not good. Aspartame, soluble corn fiber. That's definitely not good.
Transparent Labs protein is sourced from grass-fed American cows and made with only 5 natural ingredients. So today I'm at Bill's Family Farm to show you where it comes from.
Accessible.
Get that junk off my land. It all starts with some of the finest grass-fed beasts in America. No, not them. I mean the cows. See, most cows grow up inside of a barn and live on a steady diet of grain, corn, hormones, and antibiotics. While beauties like Bessie here roam free and bulk up on grass.
All natural. I like that.
Exactly, Paul. And most mainstream protein powders are full of artificial flavors, cheap blends, and an endless list of bull. At Transparent Labs, we maintain our natural status by not using any artificial sweeteners, dyes, or fillers. Why don't you clean those tennis shoes and...
Dang commercials.
It just was a knot. A massive part of a massive knot. And this is just one tiny piece, section of one ring.
If you go to his channel, to Hangman's channel, you can watch these videos and the quality will be better. It looks pretty good, probably on a smaller screen, but on the screen that I'm looking at it on, I have a large monitor, very large monitor above in front of me, and the quality is not as good as if you were to go get the original footage. He probably recorded in 720, which is why this, if you're watching this on a television, it probably doesn't look quite as good, but even with that, you can see the truth. It's wood.
Holy moly. I'm showing you how like the fibers are. I'll put a picture in here of how wood is, the way it breaks down. Providing a straight grain. If not, you get into all kinds of different things. Look at that tree ring. This is really incredible. You see here, these are like the fibers. You know, if you could see the vastness, the size of these, then it's just beyond incredible. And then when you get exposed areas like this where you can actually see like the inside wood grain, it's pretty incredible. Look at this. And this is a massive piece, but it's small compared to the tree that it came from.
Thou shalt not have one lot only,
but the mountain shall be thine, for it is a wood, and thou shalt cut it down.
I'm going to show you this. The trees are fibers, and for some reason this shows the true color. Big chunk of this just fell off. See part of the grain. This is the way the fibers are right here. See? Hold on a second. You see it's nothing but wood. Okay? So we're going to go down over here and I'll show you a little more. Okay? See here. And at an angle. Okay? All this, everything. This whole mountain in a 100-mile radius.
Thou shalt not have one lot only, but the mountain shall be thine, for it is a wood, and thou shalt cut it down.
You see, this looks just like freshly chopped wood. We peeled a piece off of there. This is what we see. This is the wood. Yeah, that's just got the moss on it. And all this here, all the way back up in here, I'll show you that in a second. You come right here, and you see, well, pull a piece off here. It's just wood. It's so crazy. All this. And then you go right over here. See? This is the fresh stuff. This is what we see. It'll blow your mind. You see this? It's incredible. Wood is like fibers. See here. All this. Everything I've shown in every one of my videos. The mountains. And it's not just here. It's worldwide. You see, this don't have the moss on it. Alright, we're going to end it there. Just wanted to show you that. It's pretty incredible. Everything I showed you generally looks like this or like this. But once you break it apart, you see the wood.
The trees floated into an area, a low bed area, and rested there, and did not decompose right, and still soaked in water and taken in minerals. They turned to stone. Well, all the mountain ridges that you've seen in your life that you think are mountains, those aren't mountains at all. That's why they're in straight line ridges, because those are the trees that floated off and settled wherever they settled at, like the Rocky Mountains. It's not really the Rocky Mountains. It's just some of the big trees that settled there. That's why you have mountains in certain places, not all over. You know, not all over straight across the country all the way. It's just in certain spots of countries. And that's where those trees settled at. And what you think are mountains, those are the giant trees that were cut down. That's why they drifted off from the stumps that you see today. That's why you don't see the tree laying beside the stump. Because they floated away and settled as the oceans receded.
Yep, that's exactly right. Isn't it, Roxy? Yep, Hangman1128. Thank you, brother, for your service. The tree professor. How cool. How amazing is that? Please check out Hangman's channel. Hangman's channel is right here. Hangman1128. Please check out, I think it's worth a subscription, don't you? Flat Out Earth, Terry R. Ecker, something like that. I think it is. And I thank both of these guys and anybody else that's contributed to the content, because they've had influence on my understandings as well. To the point that one day I was out back And the neighbor gave me some lighter wood. He said, "You got any lighter wood?" I said, "No." Lighter wood is wood from a conifer tree, like a pine tree. And when the tree falls down due to old age or various things, the stump ends up having so much energy in it that you can take it. It smells like gasoline. I was out there and I was messing with my piece of lighter wood, and I heard that quiet voice say, "Smell it, Daniel." And I did. And I've smelled it before, but it never made me think. That quiet voice said, "Smell it, Daniel." And that's not my voice because it called me Daniel. And so I smelled it, and it smelled like gasoline. And that's the moment that I realized that that's where gasoline comes from. That's where coal comes from. That's where volcanoes come from. All that stored energy under the ground, under pressure, with heat, and that energy, it's going to want to transmute. Transmute into what? Many things, but one is volcanoes. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today. We still have the October Superthon going on. You guys have been pretty quiet the last few days on trying to help me meet the goal that I have set for myself. And I ask y'all guys to do what you can to help me meet that goal. I've dedicated myself and committed myself to 31 days live. Every day, I'm on day 12, technically 13, because I did a live before this started, the day before, on the 30th. But I'm on day 12, 31 days live every day. And let me tell you something. It ain't easy at all for multiple reasons. Energy reasons, brain. I need rest and I can't get it because I have to prepare for what I'm going to do. And I'm always thinking, I'm always preparing and always seeking the truth. But 31 days live has been quite a challenge, and I would greatly appreciate it if you would contribute to this. We also still have the tinfoil hat contest going on over on the Supernatural.Show. And got a couple of pictures I want to show you. This is for Roxy. There you go, Roxy. I got you. I got you. And let me show you one other. You think that one's interesting looking? This one is, and I'm going to modify this a little bit. So they will be, the rings will be spirals coming up. I think this is the one I'm going to build. And going to get started on it tomorrow. But the rings will be spiraling, very much like what you see going on with this hurricane right now. This spiral, this energy spiral. Okay, it's the image of the world, WHIRLED, the world. For those of you that said, "Daniel, why are you talking about Tauruses in the world?" Hopefully by now you understand. I think I'm going to be doing my super theater shows If you come to the website, under the Beyond the Veil area, you see the Beyond the Veil Theater, or AKA the Super Theater, where you'll be able to come and be able to watch movies with me, and we'll decode them together. I'm going to do them probably on a Saturday at 3 p.m., unless I change my mind to go to a Sunday. Probably a Saturday in the afternoon, 3 to 4 p.m., something like that. We'll watch together on the Super Theater, and below you'll have the ability to be commenting and chatting with me live and talking with me, all of you at once. And just like the Beyond the Veil pre-show has the capability of doing already. So we're going to do that. And I think that is the main thing. I do want to show you, remind y'all guys about this real quick, because it's still going on and we're basically to the point of being able to pull it off, but we still need some more participation. Check this out. Yep, the Angel Cruise. No, I can't afford to go on a cruise because the truth doesn't pay very well yet. But if I can gather a group of people, say 15 or so people, it starts producing the travel industry. Anybody that can gather a group, the travel industry will provide a cabin for the group organizer. And that's the only way I'd get to go. There's information here that you can come and check out and read. And you can sign up. It's just a pre-reservation, and answer the questions so we know what the majority of the people who want to go would like. And see, it's all here. And then submit it. And then when we get to the point where we've got a large enough group, one of us here at the Supernatural, or one of us from the Supernatural.Show group, will get a hold of you and put you in contact with the travel agent to get everything booked. But for now, it's just a, yeah, I think I'd like to go kind of situation. So go sign up if you think you'd like to go. And if you haven't heard me talk about my experiences with the angels, which will appear many times as over the water and on the mountaintops and other places as balls of light like this, and they do all kind of amazing things that I have witnessed. So I encourage you, if you would like to join us in our ambitions to try to go on an angel cruise together, because being on the water makes a lot of sense. Being on the water 24 hours a day makes a lot of sense when you're wanting to witness angels. And so I hope y'all guys join us. I hope you support the show, continue to support the show. And I kind of tried to give myself a little bit of a break today. It's been challenging being live every day. About as challenging as I thought it was going to be, but it wears on me. It is wearing on me, but we're still getting her done live every day for 31 days. I love you guys, and I hope to see you again. Well, I'll see you tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Tomorrow I'll be on the Supernatural.Show with Roxy and Shannon and Miss Kim and the whole crew. Got some things going on behind the scenes that you guys don't know about yet that are going to be pretty awesome, and including everyone that makes even a $1 donation. There's a surprise for you at the end of the Superthon. So make your donation, even if it's just $1. You'll never miss it, but it gets you on the list. I love you. Father in heaven loves you. We'll talk to you again soon, and matter of fact, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.
I've got one that can see.
Logic before authority.